They didn't hear it approach. No roar, no warning, just movement in the dark. In the wilderness, night changes everything. In 2023, across parts of North America, bear encounters began rising sharply. Drought conditions had reduced natural food sources. Wildfires displaced wildlife, and campsites were expanding deeper into forested areas. Most campers never see a bear, but sometimes a single scent is enough. Food left sealed, but not sealed enough. A cooler zipped, but not locked. To a bear, that's an invitation. In one fatal case, a bear entered a campsite after midnight. There were no dramatic growls, no cinematic buildup, just sudden chaos. Tents collapsing, shouting in darkness, flashlights swinging wildly through trees. By the time authorities responded, it was over. Investigators later determined the bear had likely associated campsites with food before. It had learned, and learned behavior in wildlife can be dangerous. Once an animal connects humans with easy calories, the pattern can repeat. That's why wildlife officers use a term most people don't know: food-conditioned predator. It doesn't mean the animal is aggressive. It means it has adapted, and adaptation can be fatal. Black bears are generally shy. Grizzlies prefer avoidance, but both are powerful enough to end a human life in seconds. An adult grizzly can weigh over 600 pounds. A black bear can sprint faster than a racehorse for short distances. And at night, inside a thin nylon tent, you are not at the top of the food chain. Most fatal bear encounters share common factors: food storage errors, surprise encounters, habituation to humans, drought, or prey scarcity. Very rarely is it random, but randomness is how it feels when you're inside the tent. Wildlife biologists often say, a fed bear is a dead bear, because once a bear loses fear of humans, authorities may have no choice but to euthanize it. In many cases, the animal pays for human mistakes: poor waste management, improper storage, encroachment into migration corridors. The headlines focus on the attack, but the deeper story is territory. As development spreads into forests and mountains, overlap increases. Campgrounds expand, trails widen, tourism grows, and animals adjust. Not out of malice, out of survival. In some regions, climate change has shortened berry seasons. Some on-runs fluctuate. Natural prey shifts. So bears move closer and closer, until a campsite becomes just another feeding ground. Fatal bear attacks remain statistically rare. You are far more likely to be injured driving to a campsite than by wildlife. But rarity doesn't reduce impact, because when the wild steps into your sleeping space, it feels personal. It feels targeted, even when it isn't. Investigators don't describe these events as revenge. They describe them as conflict. Human-wildlife conflict. Two species sharing shrinking space. The forest doesn't recognize campsite boundaries. It doesn't recognize tent walls. It doesn't recognize coolers labeled "Do Not Touch." It recognizes scent, opportunity, and instinct. The real danger isn't that bears are becoming killers. It's that coexistence is becoming more complicated. Every year, wildlife officers relocate bears away from urban areas. Some return because territory matters, and food sources pull stronger than fear. The question isn't whether bears are dangerous. They are powerful. The question is whether we understand the environment we step into, because when you zip up a tent in the wilderness, you're not locking something out. You're stepping into its world, and the dark doesn't belong to us. Which side of the story do you think gets ignored most? Let me know below, and subscribe for more real cases where civilization meets the wild.